Stephanie Henyard, you guys, this the ex-mayor, now the FBI is on her and her boyfriend trail.
Well, there's new evidence the FBI isn't allowing Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard's dramatic defeat at the ballot box from slowing their corruption investigation.
WGN Investigates has obtained copies of new subpoenas that show the investigation is widening. Ben Bradley has more.
We've obtained a copy of the subpoena, which is dated Election Day and was hand-delivered by FBI agents to Dolton village officials late Thursday. It targets a development in Dolton that we previously reported on.
I'm happy to announce that these two black African-American business owners, y'all give it up for them. Yeah. Tiffany and Patrick, they're about to put up an upscale, sit-down food restaurant.
Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard appeared to back the development, attending a groundbreaking in 2023. But when the 5-story restaurant and entertainment venue was built, its owner says Henyard tried to tank the project.
She has destroyed lives because she's not doing her job.
Tiffany Kamara told WGN Investigates Henyard's boyfriend previously owned the land and she thinks regretted selling it once he saw the building complete and the project's potential. What do you think the delays were all about?
They wanted to take over the building.
It took a lawsuit and a judge's order to get the Henyard administration to finally issue a needed liquor license in January. Now, 9 months after the FBI first served wide-ranging subpoenas on both South suburban governments Henyard runs, FBI agents went back to Village Hall. Their newest subpoena focuses solely on the restaurant and entertainment venue development. It demands inspection, code enforcement, and licensing records, and specifically seeks communication between Village of Dolton personnel, including Henyard's boyfriend, Kamal Woods.
I want some positive press for a change. You guys have told me up for 4 years because you guys helped with that. And that's why my town is all this activity going on now.
Hours before 88% of Dolton voters rejected her, the defiant mayor blamed everyone but herself for her political problems.
My residents do love me despite fake news not showing the good that I do in the community. I do a ton of good, but y'all just painted me as bad news for 4 years.
We shouldn't have to sue the village to renew our license or to get a license. That should never happen in any village.
It nearly bankrupted you.
And yes, it has. It really has. And we're still here. We're trying to make it happen, but yes, it really has.
Henyard has not been charged with wrongdoing. Her attorney did not respond to a request for comment on this new subpoena. Neither did her boyfriend's attorney. But he previously told me that claims against his client are a result of the heated political environment in Dolton. Ben Bradley, WGN Investigates. Licenses issued.
Henyard repeatedly promised to issue the licenses the village board already approved, but she didn't. She made that promise again in open court on Wednesday, and when those licenses still weren't signed Thursday, all parties were back in court for a hearing Friday morning. Henyard showing up half an hour late.
The judge asked the mayor, will you sign these licenses? And instead of signing them or answering the judge directly, she, began talking in circles. And so that's when the judge made one determination of what's called indirect criminal contempt.
Meaning the judge found her disrespectful to the court's authority. Henyard signed 2 of the 3 licenses under threat of...
Tiffany said, come on out to the polls, you guys. Well, we do know that that's not going to
This evening, you still got time to voice your opinion of punch and run. And also punch my whole entire ticket. Punch 4 for Tanika Hughes for clerk. Punch 9, 10, and 11 for Jocelyn King, Vanessa West Coast, and Miss Linda Terrell. So you got 1 hour left. I just wanted to get on this live real quick and just tell you guys 1 hour left before we make history once again in the village of Dolton, and win and take this by a landslide. So please pull up, and go to...
So she lost, you guys. Bottom line out, she lost. So the village of Dolton was hit with a federal subpoena on February 25th. The same day Tiffany Henyard suffered her landslide. Landslide mayoral primary election loss over land allegedly once owned by the now former male boyfriend. But anyway, Henyard's partner, Carmel Woods, who reportedly once owned the land tied to the development, is among those listed in the subpoena. Now, what's going on is the boyfriend sold the land, as y'all know. So this beautiful building done went up, the restaurant, bar, what have you. But Mr. Carmel Woods and Tiffany Henyard refused to give a liquor license so that the establishment can progress. So they had to issue subpoenas. They had to go to court. And so that Tiffany would sign no liquor license. Anyway, your partner, Kamal Woods, who reportedly once owned the land tied to the development, is among those listed in the subpoena. It wasn't immediately clear if Henyard was linked to the project. Still, the summons was issued as federal authorities continue to investigate Henyard's activity from her time as village mayor. Tiffany has lost Dolton. She's no longer the mayor of Dolton. And don't forget Stormy, you got the whole cast. Mugshot, but they still own that TV show. Even Ken got a mugshot. He's still on the TV show.
That he says he was never charged. That is fake news, but my investigative report says no, it's not. You see over here, he's been charged with communication harassment. You guys, do we have to just say it out loud? Say it loud. RP. My hat goes off to my social call it out. But now my ass goes off to Carlos. But this is what he's in there for: communication harassment, for sharing those tapes. It was said that those tapes were passed along And he himself, he went from platform to platform talking about these alleged RP. Yeah, he said he sent a snapshot. Then one time he said he sent a film. But whatever the case, we know that his bird has been talking. If it were for
So now, if that's the problem with Carlos, he does not like anyone talking before the show airs. But Martell and his bag bud, they talk all through the show. His bag bud tell everything. Here we go. But he's still on the show, you guys. We're talking about Marquez came forth and said he'd been fired. But anyway, you guys, for being on the Queen show and for releasing and for threatening his wife. But oh my God, I wish Melody would have gotten that kind of protection, you guys. Wouldn't we've been screaming and begging for protection for Melody on this show. But all of a sudden now Carlos know how to fire people. Now, I just want to thank each and every one of you for the GoFundMe. This just one of the events that the beautiful and talented Queen Sheba Darby, you guys. Now, Queen Sheba, as y'all can see, she looks so beautiful to me. But she's interviewing Marquez again. And what I like about her is she's just not judgmental. When she brings her guests on, she is not judgmental at all. She allows them to be themselves. So therefore they feel comfortable. Now Queen Sheba is interviewing Marquez. Let's put it up to Marquez right now, okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Now listen, I just want to jump straight in. The last time we were here, we specifically talked about DCO. Don't crash out. Don't crash out.
Yeah, don't crash out,
Listen,
bruh.
I just want to jump straight in. The last
told you not to crash out. Okay, so she gave him some advice, and what did he do, y'all? He crashed out. Because sometimes people can push you over those boundaries. And he felt like he was pushed over his boundaries with Ken and his wife. Y'all, I do know that Ken and Trish, Ken and Trish, they are playing their roles, you guys. They purposely invited him allegedly back to that house, lured him to the house and gaslighted him. Of course, they need a storyline. What else are they going to talk about? You can't keep on with the same old storyline with Martell and messing around on Melody. So, that was the storyline with Ken and Trish. Trish going over to Martell's house. But now you have this man that's involved, the husband. He's saying that his children was being manipulated. He didn't like it. And he didn't like how they tricked him into signing things. Well, he's blaming Carlos. Marquez said, Carlos King, thank you for never checking on me. Now, who else have we heard say that? Melody. On that podcast, Melody cried her heart out to this man. Who else have I heard say that? Saguchi. Thank you for never checking on me, says Marquez. Or calling to hear my side of the story, or even doing your research on who you casted. The lies, the disrespect and disregard for me, my children, my family and friends, my legacy. It's nasty work. And you know what? He's telling the truth. If you really cared about unifying Black families and showcasing Black excellence, maybe you should reconsider how you operate before it becomes your downfall. P.S. Call me if you truly care about my mental health. Well, I tell you what, This is not the first time that we are hearing this over and over and over about the toxicity on Carlos King work environment. But he said he was fired because he went on the Queen Sheba show. Now let me tell you something. That was his wife. Trish should be fired also. Trish released those private messages that he sent to her. They were bad. They were wrong. They were very wrong. But I like to just say this. When will Carlos fire Martell? We have seen Martell been so enraged on the set. Martell have completely tore up sets. We have seen Carlos cry on stage because Martell got so out of hand, so erratic, but he's still there. Martell has even been charged, you guys. Speaking of that, y'all, he's been charged. Speaking of that, y'all, he's supposed to have went to court February the 28th on that criminal charge. I guess they moved it to another date because I hadn't heard anything talking about Martell, but he's still there. So Queen Sheba allowed this man to sit down and vent. Sometimes that's all people need because some people may not be able to tolerate issues. That's how people end up doing things to unaliven themselves when they think that they don't have nobody to talk to. I'm glad Queen Sheba allowed him to come and vent and talk and get it out. Okay, so he said he's been fired. Who else is going to be fired on that show? If he's fired, Martell should have been fired, right? And y'all upheld Martell, Texas, right? Everybody on there have upheld Martell, Texas. Oh, it's just a text message. When Melody when the court done convicted him, communication harassment or domestic abuse charge. But no, it's just a text message. So why can't this man have the same kind of courtesy as Martell? Thank you, Queen Sheba, for allowing this man to heal. Sometimes tears can be healing, you guys. They could have been healing tears. They could have been tears of prevention tears also. But whatever the case, Queen Sheba allowed a safe space for him to get it out. I don't agree. I just don't agree with Trish. Ain't no stepdaddy, ain't no boyfriend, no nothing gonna come in here and take over my family. Manipulate and gaslight. That's what Ken do and brags about what he do for these children.
A new mugshot released for 25-year-old Hannah Cobb, facing felony involuntary manslaughter charges in the shooting death of 30-year-old Telvin Osborne. This after the community and social media erupted this week after no immediate arrest was made in this case. According to a Burke County incident report, deputies responded to Western Estates on 4 Points Road Sunday morning for a gunshot wound. At the home, they found 30-year-old Telvin Osborne shot in the upper chest. Deputies say the suspect, Hannah Cobb, called deputies and was applying pressure to the wound when they arrived. Cobb told deputies her and Osborne had been out all night and recently got home. Cobb told deputies in the report she was checking her firearm as they do every night. That's when the gun went off, hitting Osborne. Cobb told deputies she thought the gun was unsafe while checking it.
The case required a considerable amount of time and attention to detail, ensuring that there was a comprehensive inquiry, a thorough sifting of the evidence, and we have filed appropriate charges.
According to Sheriff Alfonso Williams, there's been misinformation spread about the case, including the suspect cleaning the weapon when it went off.
At no point during the investigation was there any information about a person cleaning a weapon?
He did say alcohol was involved in the shooting, and they're not listing this as accidental. He also said there was an altercation with some, quote, pushing and shoving before the incident happened.
It is reckless to go out and get drunk and then introduce a firearm into an argument.
I asked the sheriff if Cobb turned herself in or if deputies went to get her. The sheriff said they made arrangements with her to pick her up. Osborne's family tells us the 30-year-old worked out at Savannah Riverside.
So this comes from Phil Scott. So this man right here, a nice-looking young man, I mean, Black American women's, he would attack for no reason at all. I mean, his preference was Esau, but we didn't have a problem with that. Black women's never had a problem with that. It was him, the way he attacked Black women's because of his preference for white women. He even said that he would go with a dog before he would an African American woman, but that dog had to be white. So now, the family is wondering, where is the community? Why aren't we out in the street picketing? Because they let the young lady come back home. She's changed her story now. She wasn't cleaning the gun, so she changed her story to something different. But the family is saying, where are all the African American women's out? You know, Black women, they usually get out there and protest and try to make sure that justice is being done anytime our loved ones or family members been hurt. And I've been on many cases like that, where I would just put my boots on and let's go do my journalistic work to try to bring attention to unjust cases. But in this case, the Black community said, we're sitting this one out. Because clearly he has self-hatred. Nobody don't care about who you date, but why belittle your own community? A Black woman birthed you into this world. You don't find beauty in that? In a Black woman, you don't have to date a Black woman, but you definitely have to find something that you like about a Black woman because your mother is Black. Anyway, you guys, that is the problem with his family. They are upset because they say that we are turning our backs on this young man. We should be out there picketing and demanding justice for him. But he didn't want this community. He didn't want to be bothered with this community. He was white on the inside. All his friends was white. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with it at all. But you belittled the Black community. You made fun of the Black community. You made fun of Black women. I'm so sad that this happened to you. And there's a mother somewhere grieving over her child, So I understand that mama and that family is grieving. So maybe that community that he loves so much will try to make sure that he gets justice. Going back to the Black past, Black American History Spotlight, 1878 to 1965, Richard Spites. He invented a lot of things, y'all, but he's well known for anytime you jump into your car. Remember him. Here's some of the things that he invented, you guys. April 1907, while living in Bismarck, Arizona, Spice patented a beer taper. You know when you pop that beer, the little tabs off of that beer? Well, he invented that, y'all. Connected to a keg. The tap used tubing to ease the release of beer from the barrel It also made it fresh. Spike's next invention was a self-locking rack for billiard cubes. He received a patent on that. So let's keep it going. Over the next 40 years, Spike would patent at least 7 more items, including a brake-tested machine in 1921, a pantograph for conveying electrical current to trolley wires in 1923. This man was brilliant. A combination milk bottle openers. Y'all know those old-fashioned openers? I remember those. And covers in 1922. Temperature of tank liquids for automobile industry in 1921. The barber chairs, the swinging barber chairs. Y'all know how the barber chairs can go around in a circle? He did that. And finally, an automobile brake safety system in 1962. So whenever you put on your brakes, think about Mr. Spikes. Now, check this out, y'all. Of all this innovation, the best known are those related to automobile technology. Spike gear shifting device, the automatic gear shifting. I never knew that, you guys. Every time you get in your car, you shift that gears. Think about this black man, Mr. Spikes. He's aimed to keep the gears for various speed and constant mess. Enhancing the turn of the century invention of automatic transmission. Yo, his automatic brake safety system was also significant. According to the patent application, it provided a reservoir braking action in case of damage to the normal braking means, and is still used in some buses as a safety thing. But he also is credited for the automobile signal system, the turn signal, you guys. So this man, when you turn in that signal, when you put on the turn signal, think about the black excellence. When you put your feet on the brakes, think about black excellence. When you shift them gears, think about black excellence. Mr. Spikes.